Sometimes when you get a guitar used that nobody wants, you're going to have some problems with it. And this is the guitar from my fixing a junk guitar video. And there's tons of stuff wrong with this thing adjustment wise. This thing needs the neck shimmed because this neck socket wasn't quite cut right and it shouldn't have left the factory this way. So what you got to do is pull the neck off and put a shim right here, and the neck will bolt back on top of it, and it'll tilt the neck this way a little bit. And what that does is it makes it so you can raise this tremolo and get a normal action. This tremolo should be sitting about right there. As you can see with it sit right there, it's got like real high action. So what I'm figuring with this guitar is I'll have to run 2 springs for the string tension I want. And I put this spring in here just to snatch it back to make the thing playable. Alright, I got the tremolo close. Running 2 springs, tighten the claw up this way. The neck definitely needs to be shimmed. I want to be able to raise these posts up a little bit because the tremolo is bottoming out when you try to go all the way forward with it. And a trick to this is you loosen these enough to pull the tremolo off, and you can tighten these lock screws to keep the strings pushed against the post, so you don't have to sit there and rewind the strings. Once you get to the loose tension, just tighten the locking things down. Pull these springs off. Tremolo should lift right out of here. Now, what I've done is I've taken a piece of 120 grit sandpaper and I folded it to fit right here behind these bolts. And I took scissors and cut little notches on there because this piece just barely cleared the screws. This is folded 3 layers like that and flattened. It doesn't take much here. A little bit here will really tilt the neck. You know, Fenders in the 70s, they had the 3-bolt necks. They actually had, it's called a micro tilt adjustment. So they didn't even have to get the neck pocket perfect. They had a screw here. This amount here should tilt the neck enough where we can bring the tremolo up a little bit and still have low action. I'm hoping this will straighten this thing out, man. This thing's been wearing me out. So there you go. Sat in there like this. I'm going to sit the neck on top of it and tighten it back down. Have to be careful to make sure this doesn't move, you know. Stuart McDonald sells neck shims that are pieces of wood that are already angled. Problem is, they're extremely expensive for what they are. And I don't know the exact degree of tilt I need. There's different degrees of neck shim you can get through them. Sandpaper probably isn't the best thing to use. I'm not going to spend more than I paid for the guitar on Stuart McDonald neck shims. If I had Jimi Hendrix's guitar or something here, I would use Stu Mag neck shims. Go ahead and bring these posts out a little bit. Sort of like a pre-adjustment. Put the tremolo back in. There it is. It's strong. Let's tune this thing up, see what happens. Thanks for checking the video out, guys. If you want to subscribe, click the subscribe button. Yeah. Have a good weekend.